Alright, so for this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to hook up a piece of wood in between the two spindles. So your very first step is to lock out the machine so it doesn't accidentally turn on you. And so the lockout is just over here. Flip it all the way down to off and just double check to make sure it doesn't turn on. Alright, we've locked out the machine, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and put it in between the two centers. So I've already gone ahead and I've labeled a dot here. That's kind of my center. The dot, there's my center there. You're going to need this kind of live center. You're going to take this and push that in here. Take one of your points, and one of these points goes in up against there. Now, we're going to take and push this center to that center over there. So, sometimes our tail stalk is locked. You'll need to take the wrench, loosen it. Now my tail stalk goes back and forth. The tail stalk goes up against the center. Then we take our wrench. We'll tighten it. So I might even finger tighten. And then use the wrench here. Okay, now that's not going anywhere. Put the wrench back. And over here, if we spin this, this goes back and forth. So we're going to bring this forward. And what this does is this pushes and applies pressure. And so now, this spins as one. That's good. Take this and tighten it. And what this does is this locks the tail stalk, so I can't push this back and forth. Now that this is safely secured, we're going to take, this is the tool rest. We're going to take the tool rest and it goes onto here. So if you want this from flopping back and forth, we can tighten this. So this one is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I'm going to tighten this. And now this isn't going anywhere. However, the tool rest can still move back and forth. So what you want to do is you want to minimize the gap between the tool rest and the actual piece of wood. So right now, that's a huge gap. We can make that safer. So we'll slowly push this forward. This is too close because a piece of wood will start to hit up against the tool rest. So push it back, and then we'll spin. That piece of wood is not hitting anything, but that gap is as small as it can be. And now we're going to lock this tool rest in place. How do we do that? We're going to grab this handle, and we're just going to gently tighten it. And you know you've done a good job when the tool rest does not move back and forth. If you tighten it too hard, you'll end up loosening it again, and you'll start all over again. So just get it tight, and then leave it. I think we're ready to turn this. So unlock. For using the wood lathe, it's a good idea to have your eye protection on, but you also want to put a face shield on just in case as well. Double the eye protection. Got my face shield on. I've rolled up my loose sleeves. I have no jewelry on. And so when you're cutting on a wood lathe, because I'm right-handed, I'm taking my right hand, I'm putting it right here on my tool rest, and then I'm using my thumb to kind of secure, and then my other hand just allows me to apply pressure and allows me to come back and forth. But this always rests on the tool rest. So let's turn this on. Put your right hand here. a really light cast is going to be better. Let's take a look at our work right now. So I'm slowly getting this more and more round. As that gap begins to widen, as the piece gets smaller, this gap will get bigger and bigger. So it's a good idea to lock that out and reduce that gap if necessary. And then when you're happy, just lock it and carry on.